You can do the intro. Peeling potatoes.
Hi, welcome to Pack a Lunch. Today we are boycotting stuff. No ghosts.
No ghostly sales tax.
That's right. Also, I'm in my mind boycotting peas, but we'll complain about that later. They're gross.
What are we doing today?
Oh, right.
Yorkshire pudding and shepherd's pie! Right, show us some mince then.
Today we are making a shepherd's pie.
And Yorkshire puddings.
And Yorkshire puddings.
Showing your shoes for a nickel, governor. And 3 fallings for a lump of shit.
So first we're peeling some taters. It's very appealing. Well, the most nutritious part of the potato is the peel. I think that might be an old wives' tale.
You sure you don't mean dirt?
It's not made of dirt.
It's covered in dirt.
Don't cut it in dead.
So once your potatoes are peeled, you're gonna cut them into cubes.
You are?
We're actually explaining how to mash potatoes. How to make mashed potatoes.
Doing it?
On the sidewalk.
The world would be a safer place if people didn't have dogs.
Next, you will get a pot about yay big.
How big is yay?
It's for the queen.
Queen size pot?
We're doing this for the queen.
We were doing it for shepherds. It's their pie.
You're going to take the pot, put it on the stove,
You'll do it, we've seen you.
and turn it to a little bit past medium heat. Your potatoes,
Put some water in this. Put it on high and boil this.
you can add some salt to the water if you want.
Salt is good food.
So you're going to put oil in your pot.
Not this pot. This pot.
And your onion, you are going to slice. We don't want to dice it because we want the pieces to be fairly sizable.
I'm probably going to edit it down so it goes.
Wait till your oil heats up. And you will put your onions in there. And you'll hear a sizzle. Cook these until they are lightly brown. And if they're too big for you, you can always cut them with the spatula. Knock knock, who's there? Unfunny Canadian. And it doesn't matter the type of onion, you can use any type really if you want.
We seem to have a predilection for the red onions.
They're just sweeter. They're fine. Unless you get the big, really white, sweet ones, they're fucking good. I eat them raw. Onions make me cry.
I enjoy crying. Play a sad song while I cut onions. Just blow my sweet little head off. Meanwhile, in Yorkshire,
When the onions start to brown, you're gonna get about a teaspoon of the brownest of the sugars. Brown sugar. You're gonna mix this up with it so it's all evenly distributed. And this is where the magic's happening. About 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. And mix that all up until it forms like kind of a syrupy oniony mess. At this point, you can turn the heat down a little bit.
starchy.
So once it gets syrupy, you're going to put a little bit of rosemary in it. Just a pinch. And you can use red wine, but we are going to use some whiskey. Just going to do a splash. Mix that all around. So it's kind of a soupy mush.
Mush.
And you're gonna add about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. If you have ground lamb, that also works. You're going to break this up. So you're going to season with salt and pepper?
Not the wrap group.
No, you can't grind them up. It's apparently illegal.
Salt and pepper's here.
At this point, you can get your partner in crime to start chopping up some carrots.
That would be me. Carrots. Check it out on Wolverine. Brower. No.
I'm gonna add some Worcester sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
You're gonna want to put probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons of it in. It's pronounced Worcester.
Looking good.
Add your carrot to your mixture.
Colorful little bastards.
Next, you're going to want to add about 200 mils or a little under a cup of beef stock or vegetable stock or lamb stock. You can make your own, but we're usually too lazy, so I went and bought a prepackaged one. I'm going to add a cup.
It's like apple juice, but it's beef.
You're just going to mix this in really well. You're going to let that simmer and reduce for probably 10-15 minutes. Now we can check our potatoes, and they're crumbling under a fork, so that means they are done. So you're going to drain your potatoes. And the mashed potatoes, add a little bit of salt.
A little bit of milk.
And you mash away.
Remember that drunk woman who told me I can't buy margarine?
Yeah, because if you put it in a field, cows will not go near it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any scientific basis to this theory.
It doesn't mean anything. It's stupid.
She said that humans can't process margarine, it goes right through you.
Isn't that what food does? Goes through you. Yeah, thanks, Lee. Welcome to the digestive system. Same with those assholes that think detoxing actually does anything.
I like when it says clinically tested, but they don't tell you whether or not they proved anything.
Yeah, no, it was tested. Oh, sure it was, buddy.
Yeah, it didn't work, but they tested it.
You'll add another 200 mils.
Basically, you're boiling off the liquid and adding more.
And you want it so it's kind of like a gravy texture. And now we're just gonna season it a little bit.
We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
So we're gonna get a little bit of summer savory. We're bringing that back.
Oh, we're bringing it back. Represent.
We'll throw a pinch of ginger.
How much is a pinch?
Just a slight dusting of it. A dollop. There, I said
Oh,
it.
it's a dollop.
It's a dollop.
Oh, it's a donkey.
And a little bit of oregano.
Smell this. It's good. Unsubscribe! Private, confidential, one-on-one, and disagree.
So don't forget to check our Facebook. You can edit this, so.
I can edit whatever I want.
Yeah.
Regards.
Don't forget to check our Facebook. What is it? Facebook.com/lunchpacker to vote for your favorite dish per province. This summer for Canada Day, we are doing a regional dish every show. So Newfoundland, the current winner is Jig's Dinner, but don't forget to vote.
And if you have any recipe suggestions for future episodes for us, feel free to email them to us, or you can leave them in the comments, I suppose, too. But if you want to email them to us, it's lunchpacker@gmail.com.
What should we do for Saskatchewan?
So here's what I'm boycotting. We're putting it in anyway because it's so we know that people would complain if we made a shepherd's pie and didn't add peas.
There. I told you I'm not adding a lot.
I hate them. Like, they're vile and disgusting.
But in all seriousness, the recipe calls for about 2 large handfuls of frozen peas. I don't like peas. Steve doesn't like peas.
I think that they are vile and made up of a stink sack that kills you.
In the meantime, you're gonna preheat your oven to 250.
250?
250.
My God, we've broken a strain. We lost our sensibilities. Grave nature. How did that become a term anyway? If you're in a grave, you're already dead. Dealies. Stupid ugly peas. Flick you out.
Next, you're gonna spoon your substance, your minced meat, into your casserole.
Yeah, it's really hot, so you don't want to spread it with your hands. Remember burning?
Yeah, I do it again.
Maybe you used to talk like this.
To make your shepherd's pie look a little more presentable, you can take a fork and just go like this to it.
What is this, meditation?
Yeah.
This is your Zen garden.
You put it in the oven for 15 minutes.
Not too shabby.
You've probably guessed that when you're done, you take it out of the oven.
So now we're gonna preheat the oven to 400 because we gotta do our Yorkshire puddings.
Show on your shoes, governor.
So Yorkshire puddings are very simple, but there is a process to it.
A muffin tin.
A muffin.
We're going full English today too.
Crack 3 eggs in a bowl. The second thing we're gonna do is put a little bit of butter, roughly a little less than a teaspoon, maybe, yeah, a teaspoon, a little less, in each of these muffin tins. So we're gonna put the muffin tin with the butter in the oven.
Simple enough.
So while that's melting, we are going to mix 3 eggs, a cup of flour, and a cup of milk. We're gonna mix that up. So this should be about the same consistency of pancake batter. You scoop your Yorkshire pudding, probably around a quarter of a cup of the stuff, into that. Put these guys in. For about 10 minutes, and then you're going to turn it down to about 300. That sudden, that a lot of heat at first is what makes them go.
That's the technical term for that.
Yeah, that's what the British use. And when it's at 300, you're gonna time it for approximately 15 minutes. And those are the Yorkshire puddings. So now, the last part, you wait until the middle collapses in them.
Collapsing makes delicious?
Yes. They get all dead. Yorkies. Homemade Yorkshire puddings from scratch.
There you go.
Not the shepherd's pie, but you still gotta pick it.
A little bit of gravy. Pack a lunch.
Pack a lunch! Pack a lunch then, Governor.
Yeah.
You're so good, don't you? You want to go up here? I'm fairly certain all British people do not sound like that.
I've got 3 fallings.